to add chapter names, I have to use another variable, and we use the markers to add the page numbers, and we have to define another variable to use for the chapter names to kind of change them as the pages change and the different chapters of the book. So to do that, I go under type, and towards the bottom you'll see text variables, and I'm going to define one. And for this, I'm going to create a new one. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit new, and I'm going to call it chapters, and I'll just call that master chapters. So it's going to be in the master pages, and it's going to be the chapters, and the type is going to be this running header paragraph style, because that's what I'm going to access as the paragraph styles we've defined for our chapters. And just to select it now, I just have to find that one. So that's called chapters. And another thing I could do is add text before or after this. So right now, it's just going to be the name of the chapter, but I can also put text before it. So if I just type in, say, chapter, and a little bit of a space, now the text will appear right after that all the time. I could do text after as well. I'm just going to go ahead and hit done. And you can see that that master chapters that we just made is under these text variables now. So in the master pages, I'm just going to create another type text box. So I'm just going to put that kind of dead center here. And to add that, I just need to make sure I've got the type tool. And I'm just going to go to right click. Instead of the insert special characters, which we added the page number, I can go to insert variable, and I'm just going to select the one that I just created, that master chapters. And you can see that that's what will appear. It's going to say chapter, colon, and then the name of the chapter. And inside of this left and right greater than sign, you can see that this is where that's the name of the chapter that's going to appear there. So if I take a look at those pages, you can see now that it's going to put that chapter name in there. And as the chapters change, the chapter title changes. On the right-hand side, there's nothing. We haven't added anything for that page, but I can just go ahead, go back to that master page. And I'm just going to click on this right here. First thing I'm going to do is center that. And I'm just going to go down to the bottom here and just center that in there. And I'm going to make it the whole length of the page, or whole width of the page, just in case we have sort of a lengthy chapter name here. I don't want it to be wrapping or offset, so that should fix that for most of the cases. And I have to check, but it should be okay. And then I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to hold down my Option key and drag it along to this right side here. You see that the guides kind of appear to make sure it's lined up properly. And right now, that's fine. I can just check out the pages now, and I just have that on both pages. So every time the chapter changes, you'll see that on one page versus the other. The difference, so you got the falling star, and as it kind of rotates to the third chapter, you can see where that happens there too. But I can also do something a little bit more static up here. So if I go back to that master page, maybe I want the chapters on the left side, and just the title of the book over here. So now if I take a look at that down at the bottom on the pages, it's got the name of the chapter and the title of the book there. So with that said, I can also go back in here and tweak the text however I want to, as far as styles and fonts go. So if I double click into the chapter itself, I can also change that font, give it a little something fancy as well. And then if I take a look at the pages, you can see how that updates.